All right, everyone, what's up? I know this is kind of random, but we got more good news this week. I'm going live just to kind of look at the entire thing, but we officially got the Master Collector program released. I'm super excited about it. I've kind of like griefed over some of it, but I haven't read the entire thing yet. So the point of this stream is we're just going to kind of listen to some chat about the Master Collector program that's in a Twitter space right now. And we're just going to go over the entire program. I'm going to give my thoughts on a lot of it. I've been here since late February on OMI, early March on the collectible side of things. So I'm going to give you some of my feedback from somebody who's been here for a while. Obviously, there's a lot of different content creators that are probably going to be covering this. And I just want to encourage you all to just watch whatever gives you insight. I mean, it's okay if several people make a video on the same topics. Everyone has different opinions and has different outlooks on it. So personally, even after I make videos, I still go watch Kyle Wilson or Taps Trade or whoever it is, because like they give good insights. So yeah, I mean, I think it's great that we have a variety of content. Oh, and Foster Hilt is actually, I think he's live right now, or he was just live maybe like an hour ago. So yeah, I think content creators should support each other and just totally go watch whoever gives you insight, and you can watch multiple videos. Like, that's okay. I love to be able to go over this type of stuff with you guys live, kind of give my first look on it and hear your opinions. And I like being able to talk about it and see you respond in chat with what you think about it, because it gives me more insight as well. So that's one of the reasons why I do a live insight on a lot of these topics. Of course, I'll be doing the token migration. I guess I'm kind of like, I've been doing a lot of tokenomics on OMI since March, so a lot of you guys always wait for me to do the token side of stuff. But I'm also a collector, and I love the collectible side of it. I love flipping collectibles and collecting them and all that fun stuff. So we officially now have the VV Master Collector program. And we're going to take a look at it right now. I'm going to pull it up, and before I dive right in, I am going to go ahead and share this link so that some people that might want to hop in from Twitter can join. So let's go ahead and switch over to the screen. Here it is. This is what we've been waiting for a while. And like I said, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and share the stream with my Twitter people. That way they can jump in if they choose to. That way they don't miss out. A lot of times I have people be like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me I was going live?" So this is my this is me telling them that I'm live. I'm also listening to a Twitter space right now. I'll go ahead and turn it up for you to listen to while I'm sharing this. We'll crank that up right here. These Twitter spaces are super useful and convenient.
My imaginary monies.
That's right.
I'm getting on a daily basis. I'm gonna use my imaginary monies. All right.
But I am all for like burning OMI when you buy something. Like if you buy like a couch for your home and VV.
All right, there we go. Just shared it on Twitter. Now everybody who wants to jump in can jump in.
Or if you buy
and
or something, then you burn.
Let me pop this one more thing right up.
I'll do that shit all. I mean.
All right, guys, it's time to jump right in. Don't worry, I won't have the overlapping voices. Let's turn them down a bit.
Pro people, so top people.
All right. First look at the VV Master Collector program. I'm just going to read right through it. They're very excited to announce it. The MCP is a new loyalty program available to all users designed to reward active VV collectors through MCP. Collectors can level up by being an active VV collector, completing objectives, all while gaining benefits and rewards in a quest to reach the highest level of Master Collector. Not only this Master Collector program a huge deal for everybody who's been anticipating it, I don't know if you guys saw, but somebody just recently asked Andre Jick, which is a major influencer online, when he would make a VV video. His response to that, I don't have it right here with me, but was along the lines of, once they lay out a detailed Master Collector program plan. Well, this is it, Andre Jick. The ball is in your court. Here's the entire plan. I hope to see your video on it. That could potentially get, or that will get, hundreds of thousands of views. So that's great exposure for VV, for the collectible side of things and OMI side of things. Please note this is a work in progress plan. The information below in it is an initial outline of various elements in the Master Collector program. Details are subject to change based on the development and feedback. In this article, a collectible refers to all items that can be purchased in the VV store, 3D collectibles, and digital comics. So they clarified this just because like the collectibles and the comics are actually separated in the VV app. So they just wanted to lump them together, as if it says a collectible, it's talking about everything. There will be a measure in place to prevent users from exploiting, abusive, or otherwise gaming the system, so don't make any rash decisions about your collections or purchasing activity based on this article. The reason they're saying that is if you want to go out and buy, say, the cheapest common and you want to buy 500 of them or 1,000 of them, maybe they'll turn around and say, okay, well, you can we'll only count 5 of them. We're not going to count 500 or 1,000 of them, and you just wasted a ton of money. So you don't want to get too speculative and aggressive, but I mean, it could also be a risk versus reward, because maybe that dive that you're willing to take or that you want to take will, be worth it, and maybe it actually would be great for the Master Collector program. They just overall don't want people exploiting it, and I completely understand that. All VV app users are automatically enrolled in the Master Collector program, so there's nothing you're going to have to do about it. Points will be rewarded retroactively to all active VV users. I don't know if it's going to say it later. Like I said, I just briefed it earlier, but they originally said in the AMA that they were going to award you not only for now and the future, but they're going to reward you since you've been on VV. I don't know if that's still in place, so I don't want to come off as giving false information, but last I heard from the AMA, that's kind of what they said. So I'm interested to see how that'd do. So basically, those collectibles that you already bought and that you've been holding for all this time should have accumulated. Collector, did I skip one? All new VV collectors are entered in the Master Collector program starting at level 0. Collectors level up by earning points from in-app activity. So I think it gets into this later, but when it says in-app activity, it doesn't mean like commenting and follow for follow and liking. It's actually like purchasing from other people, and I doubt selling, but it's more so like that type of activity. But the whole like amount of followers you have and the comments that you leave, I think, has been crushed, but we'll find out for sure in this article. Collectors can earn one-off points and or daily recurring points. So there's 2 different types of points that they get. Once the required points are earned, the collector will proceed to the next level. Collectors can spend earned points on various features and products within VV. Spending points does not affect your level or rank. So that's pretty cool to think about. So you basically save up your points, and if you want to spend them all, like say you want that first Disney golden moment, it's not going to affect your level or rank. So that's cool that they're keeping that separate. I agree with that decision as well. Collectors also will earn a rank based on their level and points earned. Okay, cool. A collector's rank position is determined by their activity relative to other collectors. Okay, so it's going to be, I guess, like a circular system to where you are compared to people around you. I know they said they wanted a system in place that would allow new users to be able to catch up, opposed to people like forever being behind. Like if you just started today, they wanted you to be able to catch up with somebody who started back in March. And I'm assuming that's kind of part of the system that they're doing, is your activity kind of relates to where you're at as far as level or rank position goes. Level points. And I did already do this, by the way, when they first talked about this in the AMA, so I'm familiar with some of this, but I haven't officially looked at this Master Collector article that was released until just now, so I'm kind of learning with you and giving you my feedback as we go along. So in order to level up, a collector must earn points. Points are awarded to collectors for in-app activity. For example, points can be earned for one-off actions such as purchasing a collectible and or earned daily by owning collectibles or holding completed sets. Once earned, points can be spent on various in-app items and are not transferable. Points can be earned from the following activities. And here's the one-off points. You can get 100 points when completing a new user onboarding. I'm assuming that's a referral, like getting your friend or your family member on. 100 points received when completing a set. Okay, that's really big news because we were all kind of wondering, all right, how much your set's going to weigh? And according to this, they're going to weigh more than anything by 4x. Because the next layer is 25 points besides referring somebody. So sets are actually going to be important. This is going to really affect the price of ultra rares, or really the price of everything it could affect, because people are really going to be wanting to complete sets now. Because it's official. It's not just like talk about how sets could be important. This is official. 100 points received when completing a set. When I say official, it's as official as we have right now. Like we said, like we read at the beginning, it could change, based on a variety of factors, but this is what we have to work with. 25 points when purchasing a collectible in the store. 15 points when purchasing a collectible in the market. A variable amount when earning an achievement badge depending on achievement type. Okay, so those are all like the different points, one-off points that you get. There's going to be a lot of people using different techniques to stack these points as well as spend these points. This kind of adds a level of competition and a strategy that we didn't otherwise have. I think this is going to be great for the market of VV, and let alone the Disney signing that we just saw and everything else going on that's been announced. Like, this is absolutely huge news for VV. You get daily recurring points. Collectors can earn daily recurring points based on their collection and in-app activity. Collectibles. You get +1 point is given for each collectible owned. If duplicate collectibles are held, these will be subject to diminished points. So that's interesting. So that's kind of what I said earlier, I guess, as far as like if you have like 20 commons. So the second one you have is going to be 0.75 points. The third one's going to be 0.35, and then 4 collectibles or more are 0.10. So yeah, if this is what I think it's saying, then that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get 1,000 of the cheapest thing on the market just so you can get the points, which I've seen some people do already. So that's pretty interesting. That I wonder how they feel about that. Collectibles of a specific rarity and or mints will. Okay, this is big. But let's pay attention to this. Collectibles of a specific rarity and or mints will receive bonus points. So there's been a lot of speculation on whether mint number matters, how much it matters, are we weighing too much on it, but we're about to see how much it matters. Rarity bonus points, you get 0.20 points if it's a rare, 0.30 if it's ultra rare, 0.50 if it's a secret rare. So that's, I mean, that makes sense. You know, you get a little bit more for ultra rare and you get almost double, you know, for a secret rare. Low edition bonus, this is really interesting. You get 0.5 extra points if the collectible is a sub 150 mint. That's pretty cool that they are factoring mint number into it. And you get 0.5 points digitals with the first 150 available to the public. Okay, so some of them, like the first 150, weren't available to the public, so this is what they mean by that. If it starts at 151, then the bonus points will go from 151 to 201 instead of, you know, from obviously 0 to 50. Collectible sets. As sets offer a varying number of collectibles, the points earned are based on the number of collectibles within the set. So you get 6 points when you have 5 collectibles or more, 5 points with 4 collectibles or more, 3.5 points for 3 collectibles, 2.5 for 2, and 1.5 for 1. This is super interesting too. One thing that I don't know if a lot of people are talking about is that I saw so many people trying to shill things like Captain Carter because it's you know, the cheapest set on the market. And you can just have 1 collectible for that entire set, or Superman, or there's a couple of other ones with like only like 2 collectibles in it. But this is saying that how many collectibles are in the set matter. So if you're getting Captain Carter and it's an entire set, sure, you have a set and you get the extra points for it, but you're only getting 1.5 extra points, opposed to if you had a 5 collectible or more set, you would get 6 extra points. So that is a big difference and a misunderstanding that the community had for a while. I think that's going to come into play. I personally have been preaching this for like the last like few months. I'm not going to spend more money than I feel like spending on something that's like a single or a double, on like a single item or a double item just because it's a set, because I really felt like they were going to do something like with this. Granted, you still are getting a bonus, so there still is a bonus for getting that Captain Carter, because you do only have 1 collectible and it does count as it does count for a set, so you still get the points. But it's not weighed evenly, so I feel like people might have put too many eggs in one basket. Nothing against Captain Carter, that's just the first example that comes to mind. Duplicate sets. If you own 1 or more of the same set, the additional sets are subject to a reduced amount of points versus unique sets. That makes sense. So the second set has 30% points versus unique sets. The third set has 20% points. Fourth set, 10% points. So if you own 10 Captain Carters, they're not all going to be 1.5 points. They're going to be 1.5. They're going to be 30% of 1.5, then 20% of that. So yeah, it's just going to diminish and diminish. So if you're going for points specifically and you're really trying to stretch out this Master Collector program, it's best that you have unique sets. If you own 1 or more of the same, that's what I just read. Yeah, I didn't realize this gave an example, or I just read this to begin with. For example, if you own 2 Superman collectible sets, you would get 1.95 points daily. 1 Superman equals 1.5 points. Second Superman equals 0.45 points, etc. Which there's people that own 10 or more Superman, so that makes sense. I mean, you know, that 10th Superman might be making like 0.5 extra points daily, but I mean, that's still extra points at the end of the day. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anybody in chat. So we have the digital comic series. How are comics going to be affected by the MCP? If a collector owns all released issues in a specific series, they will receive 5 points daily. For example, if VV has released 4 issues of The Amazing Spider-Man and a collector owns all 4 issues, they will receive daily points for each issue, plus 5 points for owning all released comics in this issue's series. I thought that they said that comic won't count as a set. I guess that's just rewarding it differently. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a second look at that just to make sure that I read it right. They'll receive daily points issued plus 5 points for owning all released comic issues in that series. If an additional issue is released in the series, one must collect that issue as well to continue earning the comic series points. A comic series qualifies for points when 3 or more issues of the series have been dropped by VV. So this is encouraging people to hold all comics through the series, even if they are what's the Twitter Spaces refer to as junk comics, even if they're not like super valuable as far as like in the physical comic world. This is still encouraging you to hold them because you're still wanting to get these extra points. In-app activity. 1 point is received for all in-app activity actions. In-app activities will have a maximum limit for 25 points per day. They include, okay, so this is, despite what I said earlier, if you've made it this far in the video, if you're watching it later, or if you're watching it now, despite what I said earlier, let's trump that. This trumps that. It says in-app, it includes logins, sharing, commenting, liking, market listings, and additional activities will be added in the future. So just being active with these things does give you extra points. For a while, I like to, I'm not going to go too off pace, but I like to just post a cool little AR photo of my collectibles and post it because I knew that it gave traction to get me more followers, and I knew that it could be consistent with feeds and that it could get rewarded. So it actually did. I don't know if they're going to count all that we've ever done, but I've made quite a few posts on like blowing stuff up in AR and taking pictures of it. So that's cool to know that you actually get rewarded for that with a cap per day. And that also, I mean, you're allowed to win points without actually spending money that way, so that's really cool as well. Earning points. Points are earned on activities, transactions that take place within VV. Recurring points stop occurring after 14 days of inactivity. Okay, so you need to stay active. Points have a shelf life and must be spent within 6 months of earnings. That's very interesting. I'm the type of person that would stack and stack and stack until like I have just an insane amount of points and then try to spend it, or like never spend it actually, or spend it way too late. So this is going to keep people like me from waiting too long, because if we wait after 6 months, I guess it's going to go back to 0. Yeah, it says that there is going to be an indication in the app on the amount of the points needed to be spent before a certain date. Points are calculated and applied once per 24-hour period at a set time each day. Points have 2 decimal places. Earn points may change during certain periods, double points and bonus days. That's really cool. That's basically influencing people to get on the app and have fun because it's double points. If you're a gamer and you've played video games, sometimes on online video games it says if you play this mode this day, you'll get double XP, and a lot of people try to take advantage of that, and that's exactly what this is doing. It's gamifying it. They've even said they wanted a Ready Player One style, and this is just taking steps to get there. Retroactive points. When MCP is officially launched, level points will be calculated from the time a collector's VV account was created. The number of points received will only be calculated based on the number of collectibles and the sets the collector owns in that time. Collectors will also receive one-off points for store purchases, market purchases, and completed sets. And then there's safety measures. There will be an additional measure in place to prevent users from exploiting, abusing, or otherwise gaming the system, so don't make rash decisions about your collection or purchasing activity based on this article. They're just doing that for the safety of people reading it like you and I, because, you know, if you go and try to abuse the system in whichever way, they could be likely to change it, and then you're a couple $1,000s in the hole, like holding your bags of Captain Carters, even though they weren't going to be worth what you thought they were going to be worth, as far as points go. Levels, ranks, and badges. The Master Collector program consists of levels, ranks, levels and ranks. Levels start at level 0, which is a new user, and increase as the collector earns points. Each VV collector also has a rank, and a collector's rank position is determined by their activity relative to other collectors. For example, the top percentile of collectors will likely have a high level and rank of Master Collector. Imagine being the Master Collector, like that's really freaking cool. Levels. To level up, the collector must earn the required amount of points to go from one level to the next. Each level has a required amount of points, and when enough points are earned, the collector will level up. Leveling is exponential, and more points are required as the levels get higher. Each collector's level is displayed on their profile page with within an MCP badge, and the collector level shows wherever their profile is visible, such as on their profile page, feed posts, and market listings. So basically, this is just going to be like a status, obviously, of what level you are, and wherever people see you on the app, it's going to be big and bold. This person is a master collector, or this person is a level 1 new user, or this person is in between. It's just saying that, you know, you're going to be able to recognize pretty quickly who's who. As a collector reaches a specific milestone levels, they will gain access to items and new or expanded features within VV. This gets crazy. For example, milestone 3D level badges. What? One for every 10 levels. Oops, I got too excited to start clicking. One for every 10 levels displayable in showrooms, expanded profile, a number of premium market listings, more below, expanded AR features, drop lottery access, accessories, exclusive content, level-based chat rooms, and more. What? Like, I could make an entire video on that one paragraph, but the whole point of this video is I kind of want to do an overview of the entire Master Collector program, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but that is so cool. Like, that's insane. Rank. Along with levels, the MCP consists of 23 ranks. The collector's rank is based on their position relative to the other VV collectors. The lowest rank is Bronze 1, and the highest rank is Master Collector. The 23 ranks are divided based on percentages. For example, the highest rank, Master Collector, is reserved for the top percentile of collectors. So you got people like the Todd Father, or I would even put Traps Wellington up there, even though he doesn't put himself up there, or what's his name? Bread Cat. Can't remember his name right now, but yeah, all those guys. All the whales. Unlike levels, ranks are not static or kept permanently. As a collector, your rank position can move up or down based on your performance relative to other collectors. For example, you might be a mid-tier rank, and if your rank was to increase, you may replace a collector in a higher rank who would love to move down her rank position. So this is going to be like a scale. The more you do, the more you level up, and it's gonna constantly change. It's not going to be permanent. Badges. Various activities within VV will reward collectors with achievement badges. For example, completing a set. Badges are not displayed on the collector's public profile, and some badges can be added to your showrooms. When a new badge is earned, the collector will receive points. This is really cool. So you get points for the badge as well, and these badges can actually be put in your showroom. Like, what the heck? So, like, you can go into somebody's vault, or they can show their vault off, and they can say, look, I have this badge in here, and this is what I earned for this amount of collection. So, like, that's really cool to have as well. I wonder, and this is, I shouldn't think out loud too much for the sake of this video, but like, I wonder what happens if you sell something, like, and you go, like, will that affect your badge? Like, do you still earn that badge? I don't know. Like, I'm assuming you get to keep the badge forever once you get it. This is the drop lottery. The MCP drop lottery gives collectors a greater chance to obtain a specific collectible in an upcoming drop. A small percentage of editions of each rarity in a drop will be made available for this lottery. Users can participate in the drop lottery by wagering points they have earned, and the odds of winning in a lottery are weighted by the number of points a collector wages, relative to other drop lottery participants. The top group of people, numbers vary based on edition size per drop, who wager the most amount of points are guaranteed, that's a big deal, it's guaranteed the collectible. This is not a raffle system. So Traps was talking about this in the space earlier, but I completely agree with the team, and I agree with him on this. If you wager all your points and you're in that top tier, then you are guaranteed to be able to buy that collectible. I completely agree with that, because it would be kind of sucky if you just spent all those points and then it's still just a lottery system. But if you really want something and you saved up for 6 months to be able to get that, I feel like you deserve a shot at it to just spend all your points at once. People are going to have to be very strategic about their points too, because even whales, they're going to have to wager a lot of points to guarantee these drops, and when they wager a lot of points, obviously that's a lot less that they have, and they won't be able to do that time and time again. How it works. At a set time before a drop, the MCP drop lottery will open to those collectors with the required level of access. The collector can choose which collectible and rarity they want to wager points on. The number of collectors wagering on a collectible will be shown, but the amount wagered will not. All points wagered in the MCP drop lottery are spent post-drop, regardless of whether the lottery was won or not. The MCP drop lottery will close a short time before a drop, and then winners are announced. The winner must claim the collectible before the drop takes place. If a collectible is not claimed before the drop, it is returned to the public drop pool. When winning collectible is claimed, the collector is prompted to make the payment in gems, and collectible will be delivered to their collection post-drop. So that's just kind of how the drop lottery system works. So then you have accessories. Within the store, various accessories will be made available for purchase using points. Accessories that can be purchased with points will generally be non-licensed high edition items, allowing collectors to trick out their showrooms. So that's pretty cool. So basically there's just going to be accessories that exist. They can exclusively be bought using points. There's going to be a lot of them. Maybe you can get a hat for your Todd McFarlane. Maybe you can get a cape for your Jake the dog. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, whatever they have available, like that's kind of what that's going to be looking like. Premium market listings. Bear with me on this, by the way. The point of this video of me going live is I wanted to go word for word the entire Master Collector program, so I'm trying. Thank you guys for being patient and making it this far. And I know some of you are like, well, why are you reading it word for word when I can do that? I don't know. Why are you watching this video? No, I'm an Audible listener. I enjoy when people just read things and go over things. And again, I do feel like I can offer you a little bit of feedback on some of this stuff because I have been around since March. I am in the Twitter spaces nearly every single day with Prop and John and Nexus and Gamma and all of them. I'm in a couple of other VV groups with Kyle Wilson and James Hook. Like, I'm all about this. I mean, I live in the world, so I hope I can offer you a little bit of, good feedback while going through this. Premium market listings. Premium market listings allow for greater exposure when selling items in the VV market. Collectors can spend points for premium market listings, which will display before a non-premium listing for any given collectible. To prevent the market from being overrun with premium listings, only a select number of premium listings will be available for any other collectible. Premium listings will be featured on the market landing screen as well as when viewing specific collectibles. All right. We are working there. We're almost done. We almost made it. Just bear with me just a little bit more. So we got the MCP Pro. The MCP, okay, this is probably going to be the paid program that they do. I haven't actually read this, but that's just my guess before looking at it. The MCP Pro is designed for those collectors who want to take their collecting to the next level. With MCP Pro, collectors can gain exclusive features within VV to grow their collection and access additional Pro-only features. Collectors in the top 6 ranks will automatically gain access to MCP Pro with no cost. That's a big deal. Whereas all collectors who opt in will be charged monthly subscription pricing to be shared at a later date. The subscription will be accessible only above that specific level. So they did say that it wasn't going to be super expensive. So if you're not in these top 6 ranks, it's cool. It'd be really cool to be in these top 6 ranks because then you'll get it for free. But if not, don't fret. It's not supposed to be that expensive if you do want in it. So let's see the features of it. You get a small percentage of bonus of all points earned. Okay, that's cool. Exclusive MCP Pro badges to display in showrooms. So basically, like, I pay to win. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, like, I'm a really dedicated collector. Premium user profile badge. Display rarity and edition number next to the collectibles in the showroom and AR. Auto bid feature for market auctions. That's pretty cool. Access to exclusive content. This is like exclusive accessories and collectibles. Again, basically saying my Todd is bougier than yours because he's got this golden hat where yours has this purple hat, or we'll use capes as an example, I guess, for Todd. Burn collectibles for points. Oh, okay. That's really interesting. Does that mean literally, like, if I want to sacrifice my Jake the dog because he's being inflated right now for no apparent reason, that I can just decide to burn him for points that I can use to buy the golden Mickey Mouse statue? Like, what? And that also burn it out of circulation. If it gets burnt out of circulation, you know what that does to the worth of all other collectibles. They go up. I don't know if I don't take anything I say for sure. I'm going over this for the first time. This is like me thinking out loud and more. All right, so what's the roadmap look like? To make the MCP available to collectors in an expedient manner, the MCP features will be rolled out in phases, with each phase focusing on key aspects of MCP. You got phase 1, that's points, levels, and ranks. Phase 2, drop lottery. Phase 3, accessories, premium market listings, and badges. And phase 4 is the MCP Pro. Cool. And this is just some FAQ about everything we just read. Who has access to MCP? All registered users will automatically be enrolled in MCP. I can answer all these probably. When will MCP be available in VV? So it says phase 1 right now is underway. Once complete, the following phases will go into development. When will each phase be released? I'm assuming they don't have a hard timestamp on that. When release each phase as soon as possible. That said, development timeline can change due to varying factors, so we cannot give a precise release date. I'm glad they're not giving a precise release date That can cause like its own set of issues, you know, obviously. Will points be retroactive? Yes, points will be calculated from the day VV launched, so your activity within VV to the date will contribute to your MCP level and rank. The number of points received will only be calculated based on the number of collectibles and sets the collector owns in that time. Collectibles received via transfer, and that's what I said earlier, so yeah, it'd be calculated on everything that you own leading up to the moment that it's released. Collectibles received via transfer will... Okay, a lot of people like tripped over this, but whatever. Collectibles received via transfer will not receive the one-off points listed earlier in the article, but will also be calculated retroactively from the time you acquired them. More simply, you will get points for holding at set completion, but not for off-platform purchases. So what's that saying is, if you buy like a secret rare, you know, through Telegram, then you're not going to get the points for that actual purchase, like the one-off points, but you'll still get the points for the set completion. I mean, you have to think that all the licenses, they get money through in-app transactions, so they want to encourage people to do in-app transactions so that, you know, percentage of the fees goes to the licenses and it goes to VV. So they're just trying to keep everything in circulation. This also doesn't reward bots or people that are cheating for you know, for them cheating. You know, people that buy it up with a bot and send it to themselves, like, you know, it just doesn't let them stack with that type of stuff. So I think this is a good thing, but, you know, whatever. I guess I'm not supposed to give my strong opinion on these videos, but I mean, that's just a little side opinion. Why is MCP Pro available to the top 6 ranks? Because they deserve it. At VV, we support their collectors who are the most active, so it was a no-brainer to make these features available to these collectors. Yeah, I mean, that was literally my reaction as well. If I held collectibles and sets in the past but sold them for MCP releases, will I still earn points for the time I held those collectibles? Yes, those collectibles sets will still earn points retroactively for the time you held them, even if you don't hold them anymore once MCP starts. That's really cool. So if you sold something that you bought back in March, but you sold it in July, you're still going to get points for that. Will transfer collectibles counts towards the MCP? Collectibles received from transfer will receive daily points. However, they are not purchased from the store or market. They will not receive the one-off points for purchase. That's what we just went over. Will holding unique sets earn more points than duplicates of the same set? Obviously, we already answered that. Do the rarity bonuses also apply to digital comics, and do digital comics earn points otherwise? Yes, rarity bonuses apply to digital comics as well as the rest of collectibles. However, digital collectibles do not have traditional sets, so bonuses will not apply to digital collectibles. Instead of set bonuses, series bonuses, so it's not going to be sets, it's going to be series. Series bonuses will apply for digital comics. For example, you will get bonus points for having the Amazing Spider-Man comic series released to that point. And then that's kind of like what we read earlier. So you have to keep on owning a comic from that same series. Or from the series that continue it. Will we be able to earn or use points in the Vverse? Yes, points can be earned and used within the Vverse. More details will be closer to the launch of the Vverse. What about OMI Utility? OMI Utility will be a separate program and article, which is probably going to come out soon because they said they're going to release the Master Collector Program article very close to the OMI Utility article, so I'll definitely be going over that as well, and that's honestly my stronger side of things. But there will be some overlap with the MCP, so stay tuned for more on that soon. That's a little, what does that mean? There will be some overlap with MCP. Well, I wish they would clarify that. Stay tuned for that soon. And then this just talks about how this is a work in progress. All right, guys. Well, that was the entire Master Collector article. I would love to know your thoughts on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's meeting all the expectations that we had for it. I'm interested to see what my friends on the Twitter space think of it. They're still talking right now about it. I just have them muted. I'm excited to strategize. There's going to be a lot of strategies for this. You're going to see a lot of YouTube videos with certain strategies. You're going to be coming up with your own. There's going to be great people coming up with their own. I already have a few in mind that I'd be more than willing to share with you guys in upcoming videos. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting. It's going to be competitive and strategic. I think that we're going to see collectibles and comics a rise in prices. Overall, I mean, some of them might drop because, you know, it might not be as strong, like I was saying, for, like, say, the Captain Carter. Not that Captain Carter is going to drop, but just people finding out that set isn't worth the same as, like, a 4 or 5 collectible set. Maybe they need to sell one of their 20 Captain Carters that they bought because they thought those 20 sets would always count as a regular set. If you know, kind of like what I'm saying. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's the entire Master Collector Program article. I appreciate all of you that jumped in to look at it with me. If you're watching this in the future, leave a comment down below on what you think about that Master Collector program, your thoughts on it, if you have any like positive or negative feedback. Also, just on this style of video, I know it's a lot of reading, and of course it's in the back of my head like, maybe this isn't beneficial to you guys, and if it's not, I won't do it. I'll make a concluded video of a finite amount of my thoughts after I read it, and I'm totally down with that too. Like I said, I really enjoy like the live, me kind of brainstorming and talking with you guys. But if that's not your cup of tea, let me know down in the comments. I'm willing to work with you. Anyways, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.